My greetings to everyone. I am Professor Namita Rajput, Professor in Department of Commerce, Sri Aurobindo College, University of Delhi. In the ongoing series of Principles of Marketing, today we will be talking on pricing decision, followed by pricing objectives, and also talking about a very pertinent topic, that is the factors affecting pricing of the product. So now let's see what the pricing decisions are. Pricing decisions are the cornerstones of the business strategy, representing a pivotal lever that can actually shape the trajectory of the company in the marketplace. The art and the science of pricing encompasses a multifaceted landscape requiring a nuanced understanding of what is the production cost, the market conditions, the competitive positioning, and the consumer behavior. Now, effective pricing decisions extend far beyond the revenue generation and profitability, encompassing the strategic alignment of the pricing with the competitive positioning, the customer perceptions, and the product life cycle management. At the core, the pricing decisions are fundamental to the revenue generation and profitability. The price point at which a product or a service is offered directly impacts the company's top line revenue and the bottom line profitability. By selling the right price, the business can optimize the sales and the financial performance, while the missteps in pricing can actually lead to the lost revenue, the diminished market share, and the eroded profitability. As such, the companies must carefully consider the demand dynamics, the price elasticity, and the cost structure to arrive at the pricing decisions that maximize the financial outcomes. Beyond the financial considerations, the pricing decisions also play a very crucial role in shaping a financial competitive positioning within the market. Now, the companies can actually choose to compete as a low-cost provider, offering the products or the services at a competitive price point, or differentiate themselves through the premium pricing, emphasizing the quality, exclusivity, and the value-added features. The interplay of the pricing and the competitive positioning is actually integral for capturing the market shares, fending off the competitors, and establishing a distinct market presence. Moreover, the pricing decisions are deeply intertwined with the customer perceptions and brand positioning. The price of a product or a service communicates a very powerful message about its quality, the value, and the positioning within the market. Now, by aligning the pricing with the customer perceptions of value and the quality, the companies can actually cultivate strong brand equity, customer loyalty, and the compelling value proposition, contributing to the long-term success and sustainability. Additionally, the pricing decisions are instrumental in managing the various stages of a product life cycle, from the introduction of a new product for its growth, maturity, and the potential decline. The pricing strategy evolves to capitalize on each phase effectively. The companies can choose to compete as a low-cost provider, offering the products or the services at a competitive price point or differentiate themselves through premium pricing, emphasizing the quality, exclusivity, and the value-added features. Now let's start with what are the introduction for the pricing decisions. The dynamic pricing tactics, the promotional pricing, the value-based pricing, they all come into play as the companies navigate the life cycles of their offerings, seeking to maximize their revenue, their profitability, and also the market penetration at each stage. As such, the companies must carefully consider the demand dynamics, the price elasticity, and the cost structures to arrive at the pricing decisions that maximize the financial outcomes. And in the dynamic landscape of pricing decisions, the business must navigate a complex web of internet and the external factors, considering the production cost, the target customer segments, the market trends, and the regulatory environments. Now, as such, the companies must carefully consider the demand dynamics, price elasticity, and the cost structure to arrive at the pricing decisions that maximize the financial outcomes. Now, furthermore, the technological advancements, they have introduced the new dimensions to the pricing strategies, enabling the dynamic pricing models, personalized pricing, and real-time adjustments based on the market conditions and the consumer behavior. As such, the companies must carefully consider the demand dynamics, etc., for arriving at the good pricing decisions. So we can say that pricing decisions are actually a linchpin of the business strategy, demanding a comprehensive understanding of the market dynamics, consumer behavior, and the financial implications. And as such, the companies must carefully consider all these factors in order to increase the good, important financial outcomes. So by carefully evaluating these factors and formulating a well-calibrated pricing strategy, the business can effectively drive the sales, maintain the competitiveness, and achieve the enduring success in the marketplace. And the companies must carefully take care of all these aspects very, very importantly. Now let's start that what are the pricing objectives. Now this is one topic which is very, very pertinent from the corporate point of view. The objectives of pricing are actually multifaceted and which encompasses a range of strategic financial goals that the business seek to achieve through their pricing decisions. Now, some of the important objectives we will be discussing now, which are actually very important for the health of the company, like the revenue generation. One of the primary objectives of pricing is to maximize the revenue for the business. The pricing decisions are actually aimed at setting the prices that lead to the optimal sales volume and the revenue streams, ultimately contributing to the financial health and the growth of the company. The profit maximization. The pricing strategies are actually designed to maximize the profitability of the products or the services. By setting the prices that cover the production cost and generate a profit margin, The business aims to ensure a sustainable financial performance and return on investments. The market share capture. The pricing decisions can be used strategically to capture the market share by setting the competitive prices that attract the customers and drive the sales. By offering compelling value propositions, the business seeks to expand their customer base and increase their market presence. Now we talk about a very, very important point as far as the objectives of pricing is concerned, that is competitive positioning. Now pricing is a very pertinent, vital and important tool for the business to position themselves very effectively within the market relative to their competitors. The companies may choose to adapt the pricing strategy that emphasize the cost leadership, product differentiation, or a balance between the two, aiming to establish a strong competitive position. The value communication. Pricing is a means of communicating the value of the products or the services to the consumers. By setting the prices that align with the perceived value, the business can actually convey the messages about the quality, exclusivity, and the benefits of their offerings. Next is most important objective of pricing. Yes, we are talking about the customer delight, the customer happiness, and customer satisfaction. The pricing strategies can be designed to provide the customer with a very fair and transparent pricing, contributing to the overall customer satisfaction and, of course, the loyalty. Offering the value for money and the competitive pricing can enhance the customer experience and foster a long-term relationships. The product life cycle management is another objective of pricing. Pricing objectives include effectively managing the life cycle of the products or the services throughout the introduction, growth, maturity, and decline stages. The pricing strategies may be adjusted to maximize the revenue and the profitability at each phase of the product's life cycle. Next, we talk about the cost recovery. The pricing decisions aim to ensure that the cost associated with the producing and delivering the product or the services are adequately covered, allowing the business to operate profitably and sustainably. Flexibility and adaptability is also one of the pertinent factors of the pricing now we will be discussing. The pricing objective may include the ability to respond to the changes in the market conditions, the customer preferences, the competitive dynamics. The business seeks to set the prices that are flexible, adaptable, enabling them to navigate evolving market landscapes. The long-term sustainability is another important objective of pricing. The pricing decisions are geared towards ensuring the long-term sustainability and the success of the business. By setting the prices that align with the strategic objective and the market realities, the business aims to establish a solid foundation for sustained growth and profitability. Objectives of pricing, we can say that they are the overall objectives of pricing are diverse, interconnected, reflecting the complex interplay of the financial, strategic, customer-centric considerations that actually underpin the pricing decisions in the market. Now moving on to the factors affecting pricing decisions. Now this is one of the important decisions which the marketer has to take, because there are so many factors which actually play under it in order to highlight what can be the exact and important pricing for a product. So we will be now discussing these factors one by one. The price of a product is actually influenced by many factors, including internal, external, and some of the miscellaneous factors. So, the first factor, internal, we will be talking on is the cost of production. The cost of raw material, labor, manufacturing, overhead expenses, they directly impact the pricing of a product. Higher production cost will often lead to the higher prices. So we can say that the internal factors and the external factors and also some miscellaneous factors, they play a very important role as far as the pricing of a product is concerned. We have now talked about the cost of production, which is a combination of many factors like material, cost, manufacturing, overhead, etc. So, compiling all these factors will lead to a right amount of cost, and definitely if we move on to a higher production cost, this will lead to the higher prices, which can actually fuel some unhappiness amongst the consumers. The next important factor is your marketing strategy. When you have to price the factor, this is one of the prime factor for the pricing. The pricing strategy, branding and positioning of the product in the market can actually influence its perceived value and also consequently its price. And also the company objectives is also one of the prime factors. The pricing decisions may be also influenced by the company's objectives like maximizing the profit, gaining the market share, and maintaining a certain image in the market. The product differentiation, unique features, quality and brand reputation can actually enable a company to command a premium price for its products. Now, there are external factors also which play a very vital role as far as the factors for the pricing of the product is concerned. Now, these external factors include the market conditions, the supply and the demand dynamics, as well as the overall economic conditions can have a very significant impact on the pricing. For example, during the period of high demand or when the input cost rises, prices may increase. Next is your competitor pricing. The pricing strategies of the competitors can actually influence a company's pricing decisions. The companies often need to consider the prices of a similar product offered by the competitors. So when the competitor comes out with a product, the marketer has an eye on that, on the features, on the total price which your competitor is offering in the market. So this is one of the prime factor which the marketer actually cannot ignore, because they have to face the competition, and keeping the prices at the competitive level can give them some leverage and the mileage as far as the market penetration is concerned. Now, there are some legal and regulatory environment factors also, which play a very vital role in the product pricing. The government regulations, the taxes, the tariffs, and other legal factors can affect the cost structure and ultimately impact the product pricing. Now we have done in detail the internal factors and also the external factors which actually play a very vital role as far as the pricing of the product is concerned. In the internal factors, we talked about the cost of production, like the overall expenses which are directly related to the cost, like material, labor, manufacturing cost, etc. We talked about the marketing strategy, that is the branding positioning of the product. Also talked about the company objectives, that is whether it is for maximizing the profit or gaining the market share. And also about the product differentiation techniques, about the product, brand reputation, quality, quantity, etc. We also talked about the external factors like what is the market conditions, what are the competitors' prices, the legal and the regulatory environment. So internal factors plus external factors, they are very vital as far as the pricing of the product is concerned. Now, we will be talking on miscellaneous factors which also are very vital and key in the product decision making. Out of this miscellaneous factors, the first is your seasonal demand. For certain products, the seasonal fluctuations in demand can actually influence the pricing. For example, prices of holiday-related goods may increase during the peak season. The technological changes. The advances in the technology can actually lead to the changes in the production cost, which may impact the product pricing. So, when you talk about the miscellaneous factors, the seasonal demand and of course the technological changes are very pertinent. Let's discuss few more key important factors, out of which we will now be discussing about the consumer preferences. The changes in the consumer preferences and the trends can also affect the pricing. For example, if the consumers prefer environmentally friendly products, the company may need to invest in sustainable practices which would impact the pricing. The exchange rates. For companies involved in international trade, fluctuations in exchange rates can actually impact the cost of imported material and subsequently the product pricing. These factors, they interact in the complex ways and the companies need to be very careful considering them when determining the most appropriate pricing strategy for their product. So we have discussed today the three important factors, out of which the most important factor was the pricing of the product. We talked about the meaning of that, why the pricing decisions are important, because the pricing decisions are instrumental in your market growth, maturity, etc. And the companies can actually be a low-cost provider, a high-cost provider, depending upon the policy making, the premium decision making, and emphasizing about whether they are bothered about giving the product at a low cost or they are bothered about emphasizing on the quality, features, and maintaining the unique selling product into the market. The part is that they want to be a market leader either by providing a low cost or they want to be a market leader by offering the customer with the premium range of the product, but ultimately they want to have a good penetration in the market. So we talked about the underpinning of so many internal and external factors which are very important in the pricing decisions, and the pricing decisions, they actually linchpin the business strategy, which is demanding a very comprehensive understanding of the market and not ignoring the compliances, the legal aspects, etc. for it. Now we actually do a lot of exercise as far as the the pricing is concerned, that how much revenue you want to generate, how much profit margin you have to keep, what is the market capture rate you want to consider. You want to be competitively positioned in the market, adding more value to the product, or you are giving emphasis on the customer satisfaction. The product life cycle management is also very pertinent in this regard, that at what stage and at what pricing strategy you want to have. Now, sometimes the perspective of the marketer is to recover the cost, and sometimes they are very flexible, adaptable, and they can even have to bear the low cost in order to be the market leader. And they also want to be sustainable at the same time, because nowadays the people who do not have the eco vision or the environmental vision, they will not be able to have a long-term sustenance in the market. When you need to price your product, the cost of production, the market strategy, the product differentiation, the market condition, the competitor policy, the legal and the regulatory environment, seasonal demand, technological demand, consumer preferences, what are the exchange rates, are actually pertinent to make a right kind of pricing decisions. Thank you so much.